Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna show you how to make cool scroll effects on Flutter using the Cue package. Uh, let's try to make this video short. So right here we have a normal list view builder that builds the parallax card item. So this one is each one of these. Okay. Uh, as the name suggests, we're gonna try to make these images slide in a parallax kind of effect as we scroll up and down. And the way to do this is we use a Cue on scroll to wrap every each item of these, right? This is the first thing we want to do. Cue on scroll works in a way that each item, uh, okay, how do I say this? All right, let's, for example, take this one, right? As soon as this one enters the viewboard, which is from here to here, in this vertical scroll list view, as soon as it enters the viewboard, the progress start rising from 0, 0.1, 0.3, 0.6, 0.7, 0.9, and when the last pixel leaves the viewport, the progress finally becomes 1. So this is what drives the animation of this item, and this goes for all the items. Each item has its own life cycle. So starts this one starts from here, I think like 0.1 or something, or 0.2, and goes all the way up. For example, these on the bottom, this one starts from 0.0 or something, but doesn't get to go all the way up. So the animation progress will stop somewhere in here, right? All right, so as we said before, once we have a cue wrapping our widget tree, we can animate any widget that's in the scope of Cue. So what we're gonna do is make this animatable by wrapping it with an actor widget. Actor takes a list of acts, and the AI is already trying to do something, but this is not how it works. So Cue already ships something called parallax. You can technically you can apply any type of effect on this scroll driven Cue, but not all effects make sense when you are inside a scrollable timeline. So that's up to you to pick. Sorry. All right. So this parallax effect takes a slide which is a factor 0 to 1 in the vertical or the horizontal axes. We're gonna give it a 0.4 here, like 40% of the height. We're gonna make yeah, now that's height. Before it was 40% of the width because the default axis is horizontal. Now it's 1 represents the full height of an item. If you know how the slide works in Flutter, this is exactly the same, right? All right, let's say hit save and look at this. It's looking pretty cool. All right, let's add one more thing. By the way, this is all you had to do. Just wrap the whole thing with a Cue.onScroll. By the way, you can, if I'm already planning to add some effects here, but if you're just happy with the parallax, you can just go Cue.onScroll here, and that's it. So you just achieve parallax effect in 2 lines of code, right? You can feed acts directly to the Cue.onScroll, but that's basically the same as wrapping this inside an actor. This is what it does internally. It wraps this child with an actor, right? But we want to do more than one effect, so we're using the same on scroll cue. We can, however, use acts directly here the same way. All right, I tried some 3D rotation earlier, and I think I got something looking cool. You can add rotate, this is the 2D rotation or the 3D rotation here, right? To what? Rotation 3D, you can add some X values. These ones work for me. Sorry, this is gotta be Y. Try something like this, right? Look. Now, by the way, rotation happens from here, 0 values from 0. The values of the rotation 0 here, and they rotate as they go up, right? They get the max rotation value here. If I go up in number here, like this, you get some crazy stuff like this, right? But this is not what I'm looking for. I want the rotation to start here at 0 and stops at 0.5, then start rotating on in the opposite direction, right? How can we do this? Simple twins only do from 2, so you only got 2. You got a starting point here from 2, right? So this is not gonna work for us. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use the keyframed version of the rotate act dot keyframe. This is how we do it. We can use the fractional version of keyframes here. Fractional just gives you a way to provide keys or target values at certain points of time, right? Fractional here takes in either an optional duration. If you don't provide it, provide the duration, it's gonna inherit it from the on scroll from the queue in general. It doesn't have to be an on scroll queue, right? So what we're gonna do now is provide our keys. We're gonna do something like this. Key. Let's start with it with timing, so it makes more sense. Okay, when we're here at 0, we want to use something like rotation 3D. If we're gonna use something that's flipped, so we're gonna use positive values here, something like this, right? Then in the middle, we want it to be 0. We want 0.5. This is 50% of duration. The card should have no rotation at this point, right? It should be like in the identity form. Then when we go, I'm gonna need this value right here, right? Or was it the other way around? Sorry, 1. So that's obvious to you. Let's add some comments so the codes are. By the way, you can't have 2 acts of the same type here. These are the same act. This one is the same as go on this, like this. This is the keyframe version, and this one's the tween version, right? If you do this, you're gonna get an error. You cannot do this. All right, looking good. See that? See that at the middle right here. This is the middle of the view. The middle of the viewport is not the middle of the device, by the way. It's the viewport starts here and ends here. So this is where the middle is. The middle of the viewport, we are here. We are at this keyframe. The rotation values are 0, right? And when we go up, by the way, it's flipped. This is 0. 0 is right here. The 1 is right here. right? Like this. Watch this. So from this one to this one, you get zeros here, then you go start going in the other way. You can play with these. You can add some rotation on the Z axis. Watch here. Then flip it here. I don't know. That's crazy. That's it, everyone. Thank you for staying this long.